Alright, just getting set up. We gotta put the mic on. Un momento. Alright, let's see. Testing, testing, testing. Hopefully this is a good volume for you guys. Let's get some music playing. I'm gonna need some feedback because when I use my mic, I can't hear my own self. And normally, if I just have, nothing plugged in, it's all good. But if you guys can let me know if the mic is alright, and if you are gonna be hearing any of the background sound, because we got some music playing in the background. Ooh. Just give me a second here. I just want to get into my energy flow real quick. I'm setting the intention that this live is going to reach those who are meant to hear it today. The conversations we have will match up to the collective of those who find this live. My intention is to connect with those who are ready to dive into their personal healing journeys. Those that are done running from the things that are asking them to face them. Alright. What's up, Annie? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the heart me. Can you let me know how things sound? Like, is the mic picking up my voice enough? Can you hear the background music at all? Well, now it's switching songs, so that's a bad time. Let's see. Perfect. Awesome. That's what I want to hear. Sometimes the mic will eliminate the background music, so I won't ever know until you guys tell me. So, yay! What's up, D? Welcome. I see you. Oh, man. Eee. Just getting started today, as you know. Yay. We're listening to the new album out by our dear James Chatfield. I am. I have my blankie. I have the space heater next to me. It's warmer up here than it was. I was on Discord for like, I don't know, maybe an hour. And so I had time for it to warm up. But it's still chilly up here for sure. After I got off Discord, I went down to go say good morning to Carolyn before she left to go get little man from school. Alright. Did you guys get the notification that I went live? I always like to ask to make sure TikTok is pushing it out. Sweet. Well, I will say today I woke up in a different energy than I have felt since the beginning of December when we started getting those Schumann blasts. I only got 5 hours of sleep, but I feel as though I got more like 8 hours. Sometimes when I know that I'm not going to get a proper amount of sleep, before I go to bed, I'll set the intention and ask my guides, like, I just kind of let it flow to me. But usually when I'm laying there, I'll say something like, I'm setting the intention that the sleep that I get will be deep and restful, and it doesn't matter how many hours or how much time has passed. When I wake, I will feel re-energized and ready to conquer the day, like something like that. Yeah, the do not disturb will definitely prohibit the notification from coming through. But D, I'm happy to hear that you're starting to finally feel better. I do think that there is a little moment of breathing. I don't know how long we're gonna get this, but I'm gonna take advantage of it. Like, I don't know how you can't have a good start to your day when you hear this music. Like, I don't know how to describe his music, but it's like whimsical and grounding. And also Matilda. Like, like, I don't know. It just feels like I should be in like a movie scene and this is the background music while I'm living my perfect life in the woods, surrounded by the beauty of all things nature. Like, that's how I feel about his music. And Annie, I did, when I got onto my TikTok, I did see that it was in fact him. Like, so he did follow me back and he commented and asked if I went live on TikTok. So, oh, if he shows up in here, I don't know how I'm gonna handle myself. But I always love his music. It's just been a big part of my journey. And when I decided I wanted to post these on YouTube, I would always notice that his music didn't get flagged as copyright. And I want to be able to have some music in the background. So my goal is that when I post my videos and use his music solely in the background, that I'll put a credit down there and link like people to him. But I love it. Oh, I love that. He said I listened to it for hours and felt so much self-love. Seriously, like, he definitely channels energy through his music. And the new album is called The Castles We Build. And I don't know I really know nothing about him because he doesn't really talk much, just his music. But to me, it's hard to believe that he isn't some version of spiritual to be able to create music like this. This is feeling. This is intuitive. It's powerful. Oh, you're talking about the songs in your reading the other day. Oh, got you. Those were also some good songs. Love Myself by Andy Grammer. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of what the other one was now. Why Oh Why by Sibby, I think was the other one. Ah, that's what I love to hear, D. Love it. Yeah, this playlist, the 5D Vibe playlist, it has a lot of good songs in it. And that's, when I am doing readings, I would so much rather have that on because the music does play a big piece in the readings. But when it ends up being a bit more channeled guidance, this kind of music is what I prefer. So we'll see what today holds. I am doing the $10, $20 dealio. So $10 for one card, $20 for channeled guidance. So if anybody in here is interested, my books are open and I will be taking someone to break the seal. I wrote it like 12/8. Okay, got it. I always like to make sure I date my paper because eventually I have to go put this into my Excel sheet and for taxes and all that fun stuff. Yay for taxes. What's up, Steph? You made it! Good morning, new people. Welcome to the live. My name's Annie. I know most of you guys are my regulars, but I see some new new names popping up, joining. I don't know if anyone's sticking around, but hello, hello. Oh my God, Steph, you literally just said hello, hello. Get out of here. Ah! It's like I might be psychic or something. I felt it. 3 by the Tree. Steph, you're gonna have to listen to this new album too and tell me what you think. I think I'm gonna have to listen to it a few times to pick a favorite song. I do not want invites. But so far, Autumn is my favorite. Lying with Jax, he's having a rough morning with wanting to do his school. Dude, I get it. It's Friday. I don't want to be done too, but I don't know if this will help Jax, but Logan does have a half day again today, so he gets out of school in the next hour. He does have to do. Our truck's going to the shop real quick afterwards, but so he should be home in the next couple hours to be able to play with you. So maybe that could be what helps motivate you today. Skedaddle Randall. That's a fun name. I like that. So I hear, so Dee's feeling better. We're getting some more energy. Is that what everyone else is feeling too? A bit more life in you than you've had the last week? Yeah, sometimes it's hard, Jax, to motivate ourselves to get up to do these things, for sure. You know, we all go through it in our own ways, and whatever it is for us, you know. We all went to school, and it was rough on all of us, but sometimes we just have to look at the thing that motivates us to get through the part that we don't want to do. So, like you not wanting to do your schoolwork today, oh, I know, but man, when you finish it, you're going to be that much closer to being able to hang out with, like, your best bud. And, you know, that would be something that would help me to just get through the part that I really don't want to do so I can have fun with my friend. Steph, you said you had crazy dreams last night and energy today. Yeah, it's so weird. I feel like I definitely had dreams last night, but I can't remember them right now. But I felt like they were pretty deep. Like, I was very much there. What's up, Marcus? Do you have an earbud in? Hold on. If you have an earbud in, then you have to use your other earbud, because I have my mic put in and it only uses one earbud for some reason. So it's probably just a matter of one of your headphones are on and not the other. So that's what that is. So you let me know if you're able to change that, because I like the quality of my mic. It helps when I upload my videos onto YouTube and stuff for just the audio quality. What's up, Mystic Movement? Welcome, welcome. What was I saying? Oh. You're saying, will you ever see extraterrestrials again? I mean, I don't see why not. Like, I mean, that kind of stuff I think is always a matter of perception. Like, if you only want to see them in your physical reality, as far as like showing up in your yard, coming to you, that might pose a little bit harder for you. But if you find other ways to connect with them, then certainly. Like, we are all connected to all things, and I believe that extraterrestrials are just well more advanced in being able to communicate with us without having to actually be in here physically. So, being open to the fact that they are visiting or communicating with you through other means. Kind of like when you talk to your spirit guides or your higher self, you can call on those energies for guidance, for understanding. And if you ever because in my room I don't teach fear-based thinking, so when I try to help people heal from that. So if you ever get worried about who you're talking to, I want to make sure that I'm safe, then I just recommend that you creating your own ritual or your own mantra, intention setting, whatever you want to call it, to help you set your space. So before you would try to like meditate to connect with them, because let's say you meditate, you could like astral travel or have them visit you while you're meditating because you are raising your frequency to match theirs. But you could say like, I'm setting the intention that if you know specifically, like if they were a certain, my brain's like species. If you know, like if they were Pleiadians or Greys or whatever they are, you can be sure to say like, I'm setting the intention to reconnect with the Greys that I saw before, in my highest good. If it is not in my highest good and their intentions are not to share kindness and assistance in positive ways, then I do not open up myself to communicate with them. Something involving like making sure that their intentions are to do no harm, because you just never want to ever be concerned about that. Really, you're naturally protected as it is, but when we fear or think that somebody can influence us like that, then that's when we open the door to have that perspective happen. So yeah, Marcus, I have the theory that, my theory is that aliens, maybe some species of alien, are just the evolution of us. And they have developed in accordance to what is important for the time. Like, I've talked about this before, but essentially, what if aliens, as we often see them with the big heads and the long fingers and the frail-looking bodies, it's because evolutionarily, we aren't going to be going to war. We're not needing brute muscles. So when we evolve, we're using our minds more. We're really tapping into that. We're using technology more, working with our hands and stuff. So our bodies change in accordance to what we're doing with them. So then that like makes me go down to other theories of like, why would they be here today? Like if they're so evolved, why are they here on this planet that's like so old, right? And what if it is because they are us in the future and they're coming back to study us? I mean, think about it. We are always trying to understand ancient Egypt or ancient cultures as we know it. We want to continue to learn more about us. And let's say the alien version of us doesn't have the idea that evolution only started at a certain space. They don't have probably religion teaching them only like this is the way to be. So they are exploring themselves and knowing that like, hell yeah, these archaic, stupid, flesh body humans were us in the past. So let's understand them. Let's help them. Or fuck, maybe there is some sort of disease or genetic mutation that is something that started in this time and they're coming back to try to like figure it out so they can help themselves in the future. Who fucking knows, right? Like I'm an open person, and I'm more of like, let me think about all these possibilities and see what feels good for me. But it would not surprise me at all if aliens were just evolutions of us and as we have grown. Let's see. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind on the comments. Kaylee, dude, welcome to the live. Good to see you in here, man. You saw a UFO last night? Dude, that's amazing. Like how close? Like, details. Katie, welcome, dude. Welcome to the live. I'm going to Palm Springs in the new year to go meet are you going to meet Pleiadians? Who are you going to go meet? The Lyrans. Those are your people. Also, evolution is adaptation to environment, so our environment may differ from theirs. 100%, Marcus. That's another great point. Oh, you could feel the energy from it. Kaylee, it was all those damn crystals you got yesterday. You like called out to them. Well, some say they drew more interest around the time when we developed and used the atomic bomb. Yes, I did read some Dolores Cannon back in the beginning of my journey, and it would make sense. Like, if you go through the theory of we are an experiment, let's just say, right? That we were organisms put on this earth and created into different things and then manipulated to create this version of human. Because I don't believe that we're completely natural to this planet. I think that we're the most foreign thing on this planet. But another rabbit hole. But yeah, so they seeded this planet. We are on it. And they've been trying to help us develop into an intelligent species. I do believe that we came from apes and they altered our DNA. I even had this theory once, because I was on Theories of the Third Kind, and this was my job. So I had this theory once that what if, okay, so clearly white people are not original people of this planet at all. We are far from it. So what if, because, God, it's been so long since I thought about the details of this, so bear with me. When there would be albinos of the past, their DNA could be more easily manipulated because it didn't have the protection from the melanin. And so it would be more easy to create genetic mutations from that. And so then, hello, white people. And I know people will say, well, we moved around the planet and you're not as close to the sun, so naturally your skin became whiter. Sure, if you want to go down the scientific version of what we understand today, maybe possible. Cool, awesome. I'm thinking out there. I'm going outside the box. I'm thinking, like, what else could it be? And that's something that I got as an idea one time that makes sense to me. I could see that. And then you start getting down the deeper rabbit holes where you go into thinking about Schmittler and how he talked about seeing these white beings with blonde hair and blue eyes, and then all of a sudden that became the perfection of who to be. And we all know what happened from that. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole and get kicked off TikTok, but I think that it wouldn't surprise me if they knew what was going to happen and tried to go and help him to not make that choice. And instead, he saw these beings as these ultra powerful, something to emulate. That was where he took the motive of, like, these are our people. These are like, he didn't even have those features. And he was like, let's make sure that those are the only ones that exist. So, anyways, going back on track. I have ADD, so it just seed the planet, get to the point where the technology that they've given us could cause harm to more than just this planet, because if we destroy this planet, it affects the universe as a whole. So when we set off the atomic bomb, that was like a moment for them to be like, maybe we shouldn't leave them alone with all these devices, and in fact, maybe we should be involved inside of their systems in order to help them. And I do believe that that's when they started to be more prevalent, because I do believe that they were super prevalent in ancient times, but as we evolved in things like that, like as societies, they started to push out the open-mindedness of that aliens could be assisting people, and instead religion was like over dominant, and it wasn't safe anymore for them to be publicly out and helping. So it's like they had to take a back seat and kind of, I don't know, maybe they're on the moon observing us. I do think it's very fucking strange that the moon does not rotate at all, and we never see any more of it on either side. It is literally a perfect distance away from us to never rotate. There's also a time written about the time before the moon. What cultures were there? Old cultures talked about that there was once no moon in their time. Alive, humans looking up at the sky, there was no moon. And that, so there's a belief that it was put there. Theories. We're just theorizing here, but this is cultures that say this. I could see it. It's too mathematically perfect. I have a few Dolores Cannon books. It's the one I have up here. This is the only one I've like really dove into. I have still The Convoluted Universe to read, Between Life and Death, The Custodians. I have her Jesus book, Jesus and the Essenines or whatever they're called. The Hidden Sacred Knowledge, that's another one I have. I definitely read it a little bit, like I used to be so, she was honestly one of the biggest parts of my spiritual awakening at the beginning. I had a QHHT session, I even considered becoming a practitioner and all that, but there are some parts of it that don't resonate with me now, but I do like I do with anything with spirituality. I take the parts that resonate and I leave what doesn't. And I try to see things through the perspective of the time frame, the mindset. There's, at the end of the day, when it comes to hypnosis, sometimes you aren't as fully under as other people. When I had mine, I was pretty much just in a meditative state. It wasn't very strong. I had to do a lot of trusting in my intuition, that the first thing that came to mind was the truth, the message coming through. So sometimes I think about the messages that are said, and they still feel a bit wrapped in fear, and our higher self doesn't experience that. So that, like, I have to remind myself what is still coming through the lens of a human. So maybe that person wasn't as deep in meditation, and they are trying to filter the information through their understanding. So that's often what I have to do with teachings, because I do love Dolores. I think that she was well ahead of her time with her stuff. But yeah, I have a ton of books down there on the bottom shelf, as you see. Celestine Prophecy, the Taya Piglet and Pooh. I have both of those. But I have not sat down and read most of them. This is another really good book. If you've never read it, really short read, or you can listen to it on YouTube for free. The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. It's 100 years old and it's still relevant today, and it essentially talks about manifestation. And it really helps people who have really separated from religion and are like really just like religious trauma. I don't want to hear anything about Jesus, the Bible, blah, blah, blah. She takes her understandings of Jesus's teachings. It's not like the whole thing is biblical, but she might say, like Jesus said, O ye of little faith, whatever the quote is, and gives a interpretation from a spiritual perspective instead of a religious, and tries to help us to recognize that, like in anything, just because one group of people or one perspective is like the mainstream, it doesn't make it the absolute truth. At the end of the day, we're all creating our own truths from our lessons, our teachings, and understanding of things. So I had to redevelop my relationship with Jesus. I was raised Catholic. I did not resonate with the way that the teachings were. And it took me a long time. But now I'm in this space where the version of Jesus I always represented or like connected with was that unconditional love. Like that's always the first thing that comes to mind. And that means loving without limitations. So I'm not going to love you because you're not perfect, or you're making a mistake, you have to come to me to be forgiven. It's, I love you through all the choices that you made, and I'm trying to show you that it's okay. I think Jesus came and incarnated in the time he did to try to show people that they hold the power within themselves. He wasn't a magical being. He was just like you and I, but was incredibly tapped into himself and the universe, and was able to not live with limitation in a world that tried to create fear and conditioning and limiting beliefs all the time. So that is how I had to remember, like, that is the Jesus that has always called to me. And I remember when because I had a reading. I mean, he works with me all the time, but like early beginning of my awakening, I had a reading, and I said to him, you must be really disappointed in how Christians walk around speaking your name with so much hate behind it. And he said, no. And I was like, what? Like, I was actually shocked and a bit embarrassed, to be honest with you. And Jesus was like, every image created of me through any man's eyes is correct, because it's their truth, and everyone's truth is their reality. And until something shifts, even if it never does, that it will always be their truth. And that is who I am to them. So that is real. And that stuck with me. So when I have people that come in that do not understand or agree with me, I now have peace, because I know it's just we're on different pages of a story that all ends up coming back to the same place. I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. We are equals on this journey, just choosing different experiences and perspectives. That's it. I can't keep my eyes open. Oh, Annie, that's all good. You get yourself to bed. Appreciate you getting to hang out, though. I definitely miss you being able to hit the live. So, get your sleep in. You deserve it. What parts did resonate with you? Well, I will say, I know you're new here. I am not someone who really holds on to something as absolute truth, because everything is all of it's true. It's just depending on what timeline you're in, what dimension you're existing in. So I do believe that there is at least a version of Earth that was seeded by other beings, and that is where we got to today. But I also can see there being a version of Earth where we are discovered and manipulated into being humans. So I'm a pretty open person. The only things that you're going to see consistent with me is that I live in a space of unconditional love. I try my best to not judge people, and what I do to do no harm has to be behind it. Like, that is important to me. But I know that if I hold on to one belief system as my absolute, that I close myself off to new understandings. Because if I say that this is the only way, well, I won't even allow myself to think, well, what if that is more, what if that feels better for me? And then I'm like, oh, it does, but I can't believe that because my other belief system says this. So ultimately, I believe that we are everything, and we are existing everywhere all at once. Like that movie is a fucking perfect thing. Like, all of those things are happening now. Time is not real, and it is not linear. So this is the experience that my consciousness is having right now. When I dream and sleep and all that, I am experiencing another reality of me. And sure, you might say you're just processing emotions, or you're processing things about your day. Yeah, probably, but through the experiences of something else. So if I'm feeling powerless in my life, I'm going to have dreams that make me confront that, so I can work on that in my sleeping state, my unconscious mind, if you will. And when I wake up, that those teachings are there. So sometimes it's hard for me to say, like, what it is that I'm fully believing in, because there is like a general, but I'm very open to learning and understanding more. I believe that we come from Source. We are extensions of Source. One might say we are we are data collection pieces. We're out here hands-on collecting information and sending that information back to source so it can better understand itself and create more from that. Which book are you halfway through? Yeah, he was a badass too, flipping tables. For sure, like, I think that people get in their heads about Jesus was a perfect person who never felt any emotions other than love. No, he was a human, just like all of us. And instead of the idea created in the Bible where he just, like, was perfect, he was perfect as being a human. He didn't let other people trigger him. He was frustrated with the system as it was and said, how dare these people control others? How dare all of this? Like, it is not your space to do this. And I'm trying to show people that this is not okay. But there was so much fear at that time. I mean, that was a time where if you were anywhere against the belief system of the Romans, you're being killed. Like, it wasn't you're going to jail. You were schmilled, done. We are way more free to express ourselves and learn who we are in this day and age. So sometimes we forget about how that was like for them. So Jesus was ahead of his time in a huge way. So much so that we still talk about him today because of the difference he made in the world. And it's unfortunate that the message has been manipulated in order to control people. But there are people who have to go down that path and learn through there. I'm from the belief system that everyone is needed. That good and bad do not exist outside of the human experience. We label things as good or bad based off of our very limited understanding of the experience. So I'm not saying, like, when people do things like murder people or grape people, that those are things I condone. But I am also from the perspective of the soul. When we come here, we choose experiences, maybe not always the exact thing that happens, but we choose things to help us become certain versions of ourselves. And nothing that happens to you hasn't been planned in some way before incarnating. So when we have these horrible experiences, you get to choose, how do you walk down that path afterwards? Do you forever live your life holding yourself back from experiencing joy and happiness because of things that have happened in your life? Or do you take those hard traumatic experiences and become more powerful from them by recognizing who you truly are inside and maybe being an advocate for those to help them not find themselves in those positions or whatever it may be for you? I think that we will never have an earth that is perfect and all full of love, because that is pointless to be here for. We're here for the contrast, to experience both the good and the bad, because through pain is where you can create some of the most beautiful things. When you have everything working out for you all the time perfectly, then you become complacent and comfortable and you don't want to change. Valerie, welcome. Welcome. The Game of Life and How to Play It. I got you, D. Good book. It is really good. Stoic good and bad do not exist, but thinking makes it so. Oh, I've not heard that. Okay. The quote is, stoic good and bad do not exist, but thinking makes it so. I mean, it's true. We can look back at any point in our life where something was a horrible experience, the worst thing in our life, and then fast forward and see how that experience has made us better people, has given us maybe more understanding of ourselves. But then there are people who choose to not take their power back in that, and they fall down some deep holes and get stuck because maybe they didn't have the support system to help them work themselves through it. Maybe they didn't feel like they had it in themselves either to do it. But it's all just about your own perspective with it. Oh, no, it's a Stoic quote. Okay. I know what stoic means in a different sense, maybe, unless, like, I feel like that is maybe not the word that I'm thinking it is. Ah, Rachel, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. That is probably one of the most common things I hear. I actually don't listen to it now since I left. Um, I did some editing on it before, but I haven't done that for a year and a half or so. But I remember editing was easier because it was only the two of them, but it didn't have the same vibe. And I remember when I'd edit, I'd have like all these things in my mind to add to it, and I was like, oh, I'm so upset I wasn't on that episode. That would have been really good. But yeah, I like what I'm doing now. I like helping people, helping break out of limiting beliefs, getting out of fear. I mean, whatever it is that I do for you, I'm happy it is because I know it's different for everybody. But I just want people to enjoy their life again. So I channel guidance for that person. If they want something that change in their life and they're not making choices to do that, they keep repeating cycles, Spirit's going to make sure to call you out on that. You know, this is the name Spiritually Blunt isn't just there for looks. Spirit talks straight up with people that come for me for readings. Thank you, Rachel. See, that to me, I'd rather hear that my vibe is a thing, like a top tier, than hearing that I'm beautiful. To me, an energy compliment tops everything. So thank you. I appreciate that. Spirit does got jokes too, you're right. I'm glad you're still enjoying it, Valerie. Like I said, I don't really know what's happening over there now. The energy changed for me. I mean, when I left, it wasn't like that. I think that Spirit got me out before it got to a place where I wasn't gonna enjoy it anymore. Like, I really loved being on the show, and I thought that was gonna be essentially what I kind of retired on. But the more I got into my spiritual journey, the more I felt called to that. And I was so new. Like, I wasn't even the imposter syndrome I had at that time. I'm shocked that I had the balls to leave something that was the most secure thing I ever had to do something I was so new at. But I couldn't ignore it. It all happened in a 2-week span. I always put a lot of effort, energy into doing research on the episodes. Sometimes my research was weighed a little bit more on one episode than another. But at the end of the day, I would put so much time and energy into it. And I knew that I was done like that last week because I did no research on Skinwalker Ranch or the Oklahoma bombing one for Patreon. And that's when I had acceptance that the week before I was feeling a little disconnected and having trouble doing the research, and then when I did zero research on the next one, I was just like, yeah, I can't do this. The message to do something else is too loud. So I had a meeting with the boys and I told them, like, I feel like there's something else for me to do. I feel like I'm meant to follow my spiritual journey. And I'm happy finishing out the season, but I don't think I am going to come back for season 4. And the boys were super supportive, like so supportive. And they said that essentially they felt that my time was coming to an end and they didn't want to be selfish and make me stay or like be like, guilt me into staying. They felt that it would be like Aaron is really intuitive. He doesn't always trust himself, but he is. But he said that he had received a message before I had that conversation that I was at the time of leaving. And that when that time comes, to not hold me back. And he didn't. He told me what his guide said, and he encouraged me on my journey. And, they gave me like 3 months pay after I left to make sure I was okay. Like, it was all good. I didn't leave on bad terms. It was just that my calling there was done. And when I look at it now, I'm grateful I left. Because my mission is to help people. And I don't want money to be my motivator. And I feel that would have created some problems with me and the boys, because I'm not opposed to ads. I think that in order to do something like that for your career, you have to come up with something. And if you're not making enough from your Patreon subscriptions, then yeah, I get that. But I did not agree with 8 episodes a month. That's just unreal for any podcast to maintain. And it wasn't something that they were willing to budge on. And it would have killed me to continue to try to maintain good episode quality and put out that many episodes a month. So it all has worked out for the better. I have my own podcast now that I'm currently on a break from, because I don't care if people expect it to show up every other Wednesday. I don't, because I don't have the energy for it right now. I got my whole life happening, and my career has changed so much in the ways that I do my readings and how I'm connecting with people. I have a spiritually blunt support group. I just have like so many other things happening that I had to put my podcast on hold. And I know, because I trust in the universe, that when it's time for me to put that mic back up and start recording, it is not going to be a problem. It will happen exactly at the perfect time, but I'm not going to force myself to put out shitty episodes just because people expect it. That was a rule I had when I decided the podcast, that I was going to honor my energy over being consistent with posting. I mean, I would say they were good people when I knew them. I don't know, I can't speak too much to them now, but they always were good-souled dudes. Like, I wouldn't have been a part of their experience if they weren't. Just, we all make our own choices, and some of us get stuck in cycles, and we keep choosing that same cycle, and that's people's own lessons to learn. But we don't really text anymore. We used to stay in contact. We used to play Call of Duty and stuff together, and now I'll get like a random text here and there from Aaron, but otherwise, no, we've just separated, gone our own paths, and I wish them luck on their journey, and they've always tried to do the same for me. Do you just start listening to the podcast? It's a good one. My favorite episode is the one we did with our best friend, Melissa. Understanding the ego on the spiritual journey, that one. That was good. Hey, love. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you in here. Yeah. It's been a good live thus far today. Yeah, divine timing is the shit. Always needing that. I am doing guidance today, by the way, you guys. I know I haven't really talked much about it. It's been kind of like a conversation live kind of vibe. But I do $10 one-card pulls, and I'm doing $20 for channeled guidance. So whatever you're needing help with, you let me know. The $10 I usually just do as general. I'll pull like an oracle card and give a quick little message on that. But my $20 is a bit more personal and a bit more in-depth. But I offer one-on-one sessions, even for like my theories people. If you aren't really looking for spiritual guidance, but you just want to hang out or talk about theories and stuff, you could also, it's an hour of your time. Like whatever it is that you want to do in that hour, that's fine. I mean, I have half-hour sessions too, but I'm okay with that too. Thank you, Dee. That's a compliment. What kind of session? Are you wanting one from the live or like a personal, like one-on-one for Zoom? So for you or anyone interested in doing a live reading today, It's in the link in the bio. You just go to Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and choose, like, you send the payment for 10 or 20. But if you want to actually book a personal session where we dive in a lot more deep, that's if you go again to the link in the bio or go to my website, Eternal Wonderland, you'll see on the front page my sessions. Thank you, D. You know, I like to be a safe space for people. Yeah, love, or like for me, I recognize that there's a lot of people who don't even have anyone to talk to about their spiritual journey or like things that they're going through on it because they don't have like their friends, their family may not be on this path with them. And I find that having a space where if that's what someone needs, like consider me like your spiritual bestie. You're in this space and we're going to be able to talk about anything that you're going through. And spirit is going to help me to talk about the different things that you have coming up and offer you guidance if that's what you're needing. Some people just need to talk about it and just need like a soundboard. Like I will be all those things. Excuse me. I just want this space to be available every other Sunday. Like I have one on this Sunday, but right now I actually don't have anyone signed up for it. But every other Sunday, I offer a spiritually blunt support group, which is similar to my lives, but it's a Zoom call where I open it up for up to 10 people to come in, and it's like being able to get a one-on-one session, because it could be up to 2 hours, but we're in a group therapy kind of vibe, and I have found those to be really amazing. Yeah, I know, love. You've been around for a minute, like since I was back living at my apartment. Johansson, welcome, dude. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, that is very kind of you, love. It's like when I get donated readings, sometimes what I'll do is I'll put anyone who's interested, if it's multiple people, I will put them on like my spin wheel, and then we'll run the spin wheel and see who gets chosen. It feels like that time feels like an actual lifetime ago. I've changed so much in this time, and even like I feel like I would find myself cringed listening to myself on the podcast because even then I had such fear-based thinking. Like when we started to do some of the spooky episodes, like I remember Aaron really wanted to do an episode on the Ouija board, and the boys knew I had very strict boundaries about I do not fuck with spirits. I don't. I will not joke around with them. I am not going to sit there and provoke energies like that. That's not my vibe. And they would, mostly Aaron. He's a Gemini, and that is definitely his energy. But he would want to do that or like have fun with the Ouija board. I'm like, I will not do that with you guys. I don't feel safe doing that with you guys. Because even if I start to and you do some fuckery shit, I'm not about that. So I wouldn't say like certain names of entities. Like I existed in a lot more fear back then. Rachel, I got you. That's the first one I saw come through. Thank you for breaking the seal today. That's a good, that we could do that, love, for sure. Oh, D, I forgot about that. Yeah, I love Katie. She's also an OG. She's been around since the beginning too. I think it's amazing to still have so many of you guys following me after all this time. Also, Katie, I love that you started yourself your own deck. You have your own modality that you created, and I only saw the one video on it so far, but I'm looking forward to see like what did you put in your cards? Like, is it all starseed stuff? I'm very intrigued. All right, Rachel. We're going to see what Oracle deck has a message for you. Okay. So this is I would call this my more simple reading. I will tap in intuitively to at least a degree, but my $20 is definitely my more in-depth reading. My 1 hour is my most in-depth reading. I'm just trying to get to my spin wheel. Spin wheel. Suzelle, what's up? As I'm talking about OGs, here you come rolling up. It's like you felt it. I got you, love. I got it. Love that angel number too, by the way. All right. So I'm going to do Rachel's, and then we have Love's donated reading. So if anyone else is interested in getting on the list, it's only $10 for a 1-card oracle, or $20 for me to do my specialty of channeled intuitive guidance. Right, Suzelle, it's like you felt that shit. You're like, I feel my OG spot tingling. And then you just fucking beeline to the live. Yeah, we got a whole slew. Most people in here, I think, are OGs. A few times I got scared and destroyed all my cards and crystals. It makes me sad now, thinking about it. Oh, that is so sad. I was actually thinking about back in the day, for anybody that remembers when I would do my readings on live. For when I had a lot of mantras and stuff that I don't use now, and I'm kind of, like, there was something I would have, this intention setting I would do at the beginning of my lives. I can't remember. But after every single reading, I would have to sage my cards. I always had to do a clearing. And it's so funny when I look back on it about how I had such limiting beliefs to a degree of like, oh, I can't read right after I read for someone else with the same deck of cards because their energy is infused in the cards and then it's going to influence the next person's reading. I'm like, oh my god. And it's not like I just went straight from like saging every reading to where I am now. I actually transitioned to at the beginning and the end of my lives, and then eventually I'm like, bitch, I am God inside of a body. I do not need to sage these cards every single time I use them. They are just, they're cleansed as they are. It's me that's tapping into the energy. The cards are just a translator for me sometimes. Yes, saging our lungs. Yes, yes, yes. I have not had any of that deliciousness for over a month now, and I'm going like, not crazy. I miss it. I would love to have some after getting done live, chilling, but my budget has been extremely tight this year, and it's just something I feel like it's actually been 2 months, but it's just something I haven't been able to put back into my budget. Go Power Rangers! Yeah, I put my red one in the wash. This is what I got. You said I have a bunch of crystals, but I don't use them much anymore. Same. Like, I have... This is not even the full extent of it, just so you know. Like, this is a jar. It's a beautiful piece of septarian. I used to, every time I would meditate, I would have a stone on all my chakras. And I am in this stage of like getting back to basics, and I want to get back into my meditation practice. And when I do channel, I am always holding a couple crystals. But like, that's just one thing. I have several other crystals up here. I have crystals in my room. They're all over the place. I have fallen out of practice with using them. But now when I do, I feel their energy like hella hard because I don't use them as much, but I do always have my labradorite palm stone, which isn't like super flashy, but it's a very nice feel in my hand. And then my golden healer quartz. That's usually what I hold when I channel. And Carolyn channels holding her black tourmaline and this clear quartz. She's had those forever. Ah, Kaylee, good morning! Dealing with the evil mail lady trying to take your fucking amazing makeup. That shit, I don't even wear makeup, but that makeup palette was gorgeous. Gorgeous. Like, I loved how you would turn your hand and it would go from like green to a yellow. I'm like, fucking chameleon, that is the coolest thing ever. And I hope you found reasons to wear it. Bow, bow, bow. Sorry, I'm behind on comments, you guys. D, you said, can you send me some? Send me what? Some bud? Budget, what's that? Josh, dude, I had to be on a budget for the last couple years. Having your own business can be a challenge, but I know that this will pay off eventually. I recognize that I was expecting my business to be consistent when I was not being consistent with my business. So that's kind of where I'm at now, where I am trying to find more consistency. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I go live several days a week now. I am also posting my live replays on my YouTube page. So I think I have like 9 subscribers on that page. So if you guys would love to pop over there, because I know sometimes you missed a live or you want to see something again, you know, they can be long, but ask Spirit to help you fast forward to a space that has a message that you need to hear. I guarantee you'll find something. Ugh. What are we doing today, Kaylee? I'm doing my, well, you're about to see here. So this is the $10 option. I do an Oracle spin wheel and pick a deck real quick, get a message from it, and give a little, like, they're not as in-depth. I think I offer this price point for people to get like a little boost in a message. But my $20 is the thing that you normally see me do. It's my channeled guidance. I'm not doing the raffle this month, but I think because this month, this is what the prices are going to be, because I know it's December and I know a lot of people have Christmas presents to buy. I want to be in a price point that people feel comfortable. But moving into the next new year, I'm going to honor my energy a bit more and probably do more like a 15-30 type of deal. I'm not fully sure. I got to still sit with Spirit and ask about that. Your rock collection is unreasonable. Kaylee, mine is 2. I used to know like every single stone I had, but I've been pretty disconnected from my stones. You started when you were 3. Damn, look at you, and you were intuitive quick. Miles, welcome, dude. Good to see you in here. I actually feel energy today for the first time all month. I have woken up. The Schumann blasts have absolutely put me on my ass hardcore. And today was the first day I woke up. I only had 5 hours of sleep, and I felt alive. So, I bet you that everyone else is feeling some level of that too. Where do I send my money? Take my money! You can go to the link in my bio, Kaylee. Caparella. OG Caparella. Link in the bio. I got Cash App, PayPal, Venmo there. Oh, welcome back, Marcus. It's all good. You came back at a good time. I'm about to give a little message to my friend here. Well, I have, it's recreational in New Jersey, so it's mostly that I just don't have the money for it right now. And I got a lot of bills right now. So, it's, like at the end of the month, I have to come up with $1,200 to pay my truck payment, because the truck was going to get repossessed, so then I had to like come up with a payment plan, and we just made like a $600 payment yesterday, and I have to come up with 1,200 for the end of the month. But I'm trying not to let that stress me out, because I don't, typically in a normal month, that is very fucking hard, like, on top of my regular bills, too. So, I'm just trusting that Spirit is gonna come through. It's gonna happen. If if I'm not meant to have this truck, this shit's already, it would have been gone. So it's gonna happen. My business is gonna pick up. It's all gonna be good. I'm not concerned. I do not have a P.O. box yet. That's in the works when I have the budget. What do I do for work, Marcus? This is my job. I'm a spiritual, I don't know what you want to call me, a spiritual counselor. I'm a mindset coach. I really just try to help people on their journey. And I have different ways in which I do that. So I go live several days a week, and my goal, because you'll learn, Marcus, I'm a very open, honest person. When I go live, I try to make at least $200. That helps me if I'm going live a few days a week to try to hit my goal to contribute my half of the financial income for our family. And I also have private one-on-one sessions. I have my Spiritually Blunt support group, which is essentially a group therapy session every other week. And that is I only have 10 slots for that every session, because I want it to feel safe for people to open up about what they're going through. Caparella, I got you. Yeah, 5 hours of sleep is not normally enough for me, but when I went to bed last night, I set the intention that it didn't matter how many hours of sleep I went to bed, because time isn't real. But when I woke up, I was going to feel energized and ready to conquer the day. And here we are. Aw, dude, thank you, Marcus. I am open to receiving that. Thank you, thank you. Excuse me. It's all good, Marcus. You know, you being here is support. I always tell people your most precious resource is your time. And when you are investing that in my life, that is priceless to me. So you're here helping yourself by being in here, and that's what I'm here for. There will be people who buy readings. I have 3 readings right now. Excuse me. And those messages are going to be directed towards them, of course. But it doesn't mean you're not going to hear stuff in there that you need to hear. And I really always tell people, make sure that if you hear something in this live, whether I'm speaking directly to you or not, take it in for yourself. It's no different than you when you're scrolling on Instagram or something and you see a really good quote. You're not like, well, that person didn't make that quote for me, so I can't really receive it. No, the message is all that really, that's all that mattered. You got to take that in. So don't just skip it because it's not for you. School has been completed. Oh, I'm so glad that he got the motivation. That makes me so happy. Just heard a song about being grateful for waking up, opening the window, celebrating life. What's the song called? I always say time isn't real until you have to clock in. It's still not real. You can make your shift go by faster by the mindset that you have. When you go to work, you're like, oh, I don't want to be at work. You're going to make your day go by slower instead of like getting excited in whatever way. Like, oh, I'm so excited to work today. It's going to be an easy day. And afterwards, I'm going to get to enjoy my relaxation. Ah, I love that. That's so amazing. Loving yourself more from the last live. I'm telling you, this space is a pretty amazing place to be. Mm. Von Aquarius, I've allowed you to be in my live. I see you come in here all the time, and you usually just sit in the background. But if you're going to be judgmental, I will just block you. You will lose access to this amazing space. I don't care what you think about my lifestyle choices. We already talked about religion. I am also a stoner, and I will smoke. And I can smoke and also lift weights. Those two things are not separate. You are a very insecure person, and you are also super closed-minded. You care so much about what people look like on the outside. It's because you feel so ugly on the inside. You don't like who you are. You need everyone to look this certain way and be this certain way for you to be happy in life. You got to let people be themselves. I feel like being an ass ages people. I think being a stoner allows people to open their minds to more than what they're told. I wouldn't be where I am I wouldn't be where I am today without smoking. That helped me and was a pivotal part in me waking up to seeing the world through this perspective. I mean, they do. And Von Quarius has already heard this many times from me. I will make my choices. Everyone will make their choices. This room is not a space for you to judge people for their choices. And if you are going to continue to try to say shit like this, I just won't allow you in here. I am not going to make my safe space for people to talk about their experiences and their troubles go through your lens of very limited thinking and them not feel like they could speak what they want to say because some random dude in the room has judgment about it. It is way more important for my space to be safe than have another follower in here that does not actually care about other people's perspectives or their experiences and only finds that theirs is the best. You do not know everything and how everything works for other people. So stop trying to push your perspective on others. This is not the room for that. Zakara, hello and welcome. Yeah, the one thing we do not do in this room is have judgment for other people on their journey. Von Quarius, any other creator would have already blocked you when you rolled up in the room saying, "You're pretty, but you'd look better if you were a Christian." Anybody would have blocked you, but I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt because I don't want to be like your people who just shun somebody who doesn't believe or see things the way that you do. I try to be open and I give people the benefit of the doubt. But you have done nothing but prove to me that you do not care about anybody else's experience but your own. And I'm just not going to have that in here. Yeah, this guy has said some really shallow things. It was literally the first thing he said in this room. I think that someone like yourself coming in with that energy makes you more ugly when you have that kind of hate in your heart for other people. I think that my heart is awesome. I think that I care more about other people and their choices than you do. I think that you have this idea that you're better than everyone in this room because you believe in this one version of an experience. And I will never see myself better than you. Just like Jesus didn't see himself better than the people in the leper communities that he went to. I walk in the light of Jesus through unconditional love, while you choose to separate who deserves that love and not. Unconditional means it does not matter whether I understand, believe, or agree with you. I love you unconditionally. I don't pick and choose who I love. I give that to everyone. And you are an example of that, because if you were in my life, I would never, ever, ever talk to you. I give you this space to try to help you have an opportunity to see a new perspective. But you would never be my friend. You would never be someone that I would allow in my energetic boundaries because you have no desire to be open to other people. Just your own. And that's not the kind of people I want in my space. And there aren't people like that. You have had the most lucky opportunity to still be here after this time. And if you do not want to be of unconditional love and without judgment in this room, this is not your space. Von Quarius, I hope and wish you the best on your journey. you clearly have so much healing to do, and you are not ready for me. You're not. So this is me letting you know I am blocking you. And you go about your life and go find someone else's life to be a part of, because you do not deserve this anymore. You're not ready for this. Wish you well. I have allowed him to be in this room for over a month. And usually he just sneaks in and I just allow him to be a part of it because he doesn't usually talk. But when he does talk, he says stupid shit like that. And I'm just done. I'm done. I am the kindest fucking teacher on here because I know for a fact that he would have been blocked by anyone else a long time ago. Yeah. Healing space, not everyone is ready for that. 100%. Like, I'm not perfect either, but this person he's shallow at the end of the day. That saying that basically I should stop smoking and go lift weights. You're judging my appearance. Like, what the fuck? That's not what we do. Like, I am not even in a space that I really need to be going to the gym. I want to go to the gym because I like it, but I don't have the motivation right now, and I'm not in the mental space for it. So no, I'm not going to fucking go, and I'm certainly not going to have someone come in my life telling me that I need to do these certain things to be a better person. If I was smart, then I would see these things. No. That's not my people. That's not our people. That's not who, and take this as an example in your own life, to have boundaries with people who do not respect what you're doing in your journey. It took a lot to get this throat chakra to this space, love. I'm new to this channel as of today and I like it. Thank you, Marcus. I mean, this is me. The one thing that I have always tried to maintain on my page is authenticity. I will sometimes come on here and vent about my own life and shit. Like, sometimes I don't know what most of the time, my life is up in the air. What's it gonna be? Who knows? I'm coming on here to do readings, but sometimes it's a lot of channeled guidance. Sometimes it's moments like that so people can see firsthand how to deal with people like that. Because I don't really try to match their energy. There comes a point where my seriousness comes out because I try so hard to be kind to people, but if you're just going to be ignorant, then that's where my boundary. No more of me just trying to be compassionate with you. I have that compassion, but I'm not going to sit here and baby you and hold your hand along the way. That's not who I am in real life. Like, I do this to a degree, but if you're going to continue to choose the same thing over again, that's when Spiritually Blunt comes out. And Spirit's like, they need to hear it more tough love, not the softness, because I've tried with him that way and he just wasn't hearing it. And he seems like the type who will go make a fake account and come in here and try to start shit, so I'll be keeping my eye out for that. Thank you, Steph. Boundaries, they're important, you guys. I want you guys to be able to speak this way to people in your life too. When you start creating healthy boundaries for yourself and you recognize when people are taking advantage of you or they are constantly putting their opinion of they aren't living your life, but everyone's going to have an opinion about your life. And sometimes we are in a space in our journey where we take on someone's opinion as our truth. And that's what we start to change our life to live by. But that is fucked up. We aren't meant to live our lives as other people, and everyone will always have an idea of how you could be living your life better. But projection is a real thing. When people are coming in here, giving hate, being harmful in their speaking, it's because they have that within themselves. Probably internally, they feel this way about themselves, and so they put it onto other people so that they feel better about themselves. So whatever insecurities he has are all superficial, because this man is constantly saying stuff about my looks. And he clearly has insecurity within who he is on the inside if all he feels is his value is on the outside and expecting that from other people in the world. I don't care what you look like. I care who you are on the inside. This will change. We are all going to get old and wrinkly, but who you are on the inside matters, because you're going to either be an asshole or you're not. And I don't let assholes stick around. I only got one and I just want one. I don't need another. So, we'll do a quick cord cutting to just separate from that energy. But I am always grateful for Spirit bringing opportunities for healing, for lessons, and for learning. And that was a good one. So, take that home to your family who do the same thing to you. I promise you, those that are meant to be in your life will always be there. Even if you have to have hard conversations with them and set those boundaries. If somebody does not want to be in your life after you say that something that you're doing is bothering me, then that person was taking advantage of you in some way. Okay. Alright. I actually tuck them underneath the gauge. Before, I would just put them through the hole. But then, I don't remember, I think I saw somebody in a video who did the same thing. They put it under their gauge, and I was like, why did I never think of that? So, that's what I did. Alright. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in, you guys. Hold it. And out. We're cutting cords with all that no longer serves us, that isn't in alignment with our highest good, and we're calling back all of our energy through Gus, healed in love and light, and sending any energy that is not ours back through Gus, healed in love and light. We're resetting this energy with that love, feeling the excitement. We are energized, ready to start the day. Spirit, let's give these readings with all we got. Throat chakra. Woo. Right? Because, you know, when it comes to gauges, like, I'm almost at a ½ inch now. I don't think I've gotten quite to ½ inch. Maybe it's been so long I don't even remember. You know, you only get the little baby image here. And sometimes you could see what's on it, sometimes you can't. But, like, hello, this is 100% my vibe. We got these at Spirit Halloween, and both Carolyn and I have gauged ears, but I'm like, we need to find a way to make these work, because this is too fucking cute. Yeah, $10 for the Oracle card, $20 for the spiritual guidance, the guided messages. Alright, so we got Rachel. Thank you for your patience through that, dude. I appreciate you. I don't know. I guess I've never heard bless, but I like that. It depends. Whenever I have Bud, I always say I'm saging my lungs, and usually I'll take a hit while I do that. But otherwise, and so it is. That's the beauty of spirituality. You make it whatever you'd like. You miss your industrial piercing? I never had that one. Alright, so this is a spin wheel. This is a bunch of different oracle decks. It's not all the ones I have, but just the ones that I feel called to use right now. So we're going to see what deck comes out and pull a card from there and see what message we got for you. Yeah, do you know? Spin that wheel! Oh, the fucking oracle. Dude, that's so funny because I, like, never get this deck. And I got this one last time. And it was very interesting reading. Because it's more of, like, certain messages, you know, like, coming through, like, oh, look, the trash just took itself out. Oh my god, how... Fucking A, Spirit, you're so funny. Throat chakra. Oh my god, Spirit is fucking hilarious. You're right, Spirit, they did. Oh my god. So this is what I mean. This deck is funny. It's on point, but we'll see what comes out. So what message do we got for Rachel? Okay, one sec. Jesus. Oh. Bitch! I don't know what the fuck you got going on, but you got two cards that have a very, like, you saw, I don't know if you saw, but all those, like, fell out, and three cards were upright, and I was like, Spirit, are these the cards? Because normally I'll put them back in, and I prefer, like, jumpers. Lebowski, bro, I see you joining. What's up, dude? But I'm gonna tell you that whatever you have been asking a question, whether this is a partner that you might be with or something, or a person in your life, that whole interaction with that dude was for you, Rachel. 100%. Because your two cards that really jumped at me immediately was, are you fucking crazy? Say no. Okay? And then the other one was, it's okay to say hell no. Dude. So this is a very clear message to me that there is something that you have been you're not happy about with your life, and you feel like you're being pressured to, whether this is at a job, a person, a relationship, it could even be yourself, to be honest with you. Like you keep keeping yourself stuck in a cycle. But it it feels a bit more external, like that it's something else in your life, not, I'm sure to a degree it's you, but it feels like this is to somebody else. Excuse me, fucking throat chakra ain't playing. Karma will kick their ass was the third card that came out. So, okay. This has given me the most clear message that there is something in your life right now that you are struggling to decide what to do with. And it feels like the sense of obligation to do the choice that you keep trying to make is out of obligation or a responsibility type of vibe instead of desire or wanting, and you're worried about how your decision is going to impact this other person, and it doesn't fucking matter. I'm not a cold-hearted bitch, okay, but it doesn't matter. Like, this is a moment in your journey where you are supposed to be proudly choosing yourself and not caring about how it's going to impact others. Because you aren't a mean person, Rachel. You're not trying to do these things to purposely hurt somebody. And that's why you have stayed in this situation for as long as you have, because you would rather make yourself hurt than hurt another. But I am telling you that going into this next year, we have to let go of the parts of our experience that are not coming with us. And Spirit is yelling at you that you gotta leave this. Again, whether it's a job, a person, I'm getting more of a person vibe. It feels like you have been just having to deal with somebody making you be a version of yourself, and it's you're done. You're so done with this energy, and it almost feels like I don't even know how to leave at this at this point. I don't even know where to begin to walk away from this. First off, in here, having that acceptance of like I'm done, like not fighting it anymore. Ask Spirit to show you or give you an opportunity to walk away from this. It will happen. Like 100%. It's already, you can look back, I guarantee you that, like, let's say this is a relationship, you have had so many moments where you could have walked away, but you just like rekindled and tried to make it better. And again, this doesn't have to be like a personal, like, partner type relationship. It could be a friend. But it's somebody very close to you, and I'm getting partner vibes, but I might be misunderstanding the energetic connection, because it does feel like somebody that you've been with for a while, so it could be family, but I'm leaning towards partner. But again, you take this in the context that it resonates with you. This is the energy I'm feeling, and I'm translating it for you. So The biggest thing that this whole year has been about is breaking away from our old cycles and getting us to start choosing new things. Making choices from who you are trying to be versus who you have been. And this experience, this person, this job, whatever it is, has been holding you back in such a dramatic way. Like, you have lost yourself so much that it's like, I don't know what to do outside of this version of my life. Ooh, Steph, that's a really good song suggestion. Running by NF. Damn. It's time. You're gonna keep having this come up, and it's only gonna get worse until the end of the year. Because this is your choice, Rachel. You know exactly what you need to do, and by you choosing this, you are choosing yourself. And in your mind, you have conditioned yourself to believe that that is selfish for you to choose yourself. It's not. Things only become selfish when you expect others to change in order to bring or do the thing that you're asking them to do. You're asking yourself to be honest with yourself about what makes you happy and what doesn't. And this is such a clear feeling for you. Like, this is not something where you're like, do I or do I? No, you know that you're done, but you keep coming up with excuses to stay. And the excuses are getting harder to keep you there. Like, you can't convince yourself much longer. But this is only going to become more uncomfortable until you finally walk away from it. Or it's this energy of, if you don't choose this now, you're going to have to wait for the train to come back around. And coming into this new year, it is a new portal. 1-1 is already a portal, but because it's 2024, when you add all the numbers up, numerology, it adds up to be a 1. So January 1st is a genuine 1, start of a 1. So it's a brand new beginning. This is why it has been so intense for us to let this stuff go. Because we want to live a new life. We want to be in a different energy. But we have to let go of what isn't coming with us to really step into that portal energy. So, ooh, Rachel, that's what I got for you in that quick little feel-in moment. Thank you for allowing me to read for you, to tap into that. Fucking say no. Be done with that. Do not feel obligated to do anything that you do not feel good to do. Make sure it's coming from your heart and not from obligation or responsibility. That is huge. If you wouldn't do it for yourself, then why are you doing it for another? You put yourself last all the time, Rachel, and you're done. You're done with that. Be gone with that shit. It is time to start choosing you. It is. Genuinely. Right now. Today. Do something for yourself. Ooh. I got you. I got you, Rachel. This is what I left the podcast to do, dude. So, thank you again, and let's send some love to Rachel, some heart hands, whatever you feel called. You got some encouraging words for her? Put it in the comments below. Thank you again, Rachel. Ooh. Check. All right. Caparella, are you here, my friend? Thank you, Rachel. I feel like, those episodes for the podcast are always going to be out there. So people are forever going to be learning about my perspective of things. And I hope that if they feel called, that they find me outside of that. But I believe that that is a stepping stone for people. And they will always have that choice, whether they want to dive deeper into understanding themselves or not. And those that do, like you, will find themselves here in this space, learning and wanting to learn and expand in their own experiences. All right, Caparella, let's see what we got for you. damn glare on my phone. It's hard to say no, but it makes life better after. I had to say no to my family and accept a new one. Yes! Because sometimes we get into our head that our family, they have a different set of standards than friends. And in reality, they don't. Your family should be held at the same standard that you bring anybody else into your life with. Our family tends to think that they can treat us differently because we're blood. But you should be able to set those same boundaries as you have with other people in your life as you do with your family. If you don't like the way that they're treating you, then that's a boundary to put out. And if they don't want to respect that, then they are choosing to not have you in their life. Our parents sometimes are here just to bring us into this world and give us different experiences for our personal development. They're not always meant to be there forever. Family does not have to be blood. Oftentimes we find ourselves closer with the people that we meet along in our lifetime than we do our blood family. And to me, whoever you feel drawn to, they are your family. We are soul family. Every single person in this room right now is connecting in this moment in time for each other. We are helping one another grow. So it doesn't have to be blood for it to be deep. Alright. So we got Caparella next. Good old Kaylee. Let's see what deck we get for your oracle reading. And if anyone else would like to get on the list, it's only $10 for an oracle spin here, or $20 for my channeled guidance, which is a bit more deep of a message. So, let's go ahead, spin that wheel! What is it? Ah, Sacred Forest! Ooh, I do like that deck. Oh shit. Such a good song. I know the music hasn't been super loud, but if you guys like this vibe, this is James Chatfield. He's an amazing musician. He is on TikTok, first time I ever saw him. He lives in the UK, and he does busking out there, and he plays both a bass and a guitar at the same time. So this is him sitting in a chair making this music. This song is called Compatible Thumbs. I agree with that's what they meant with that, Lebowski. I was saying earlier how this music makes me think of like living in the woods and like this being the soundtrack in the background, like when you're in a movie and you've had this struggle the whole movie to live your dream, and at the end of the movie you're finally in your cabin in the woods and you're coming out and you're looking at the world that you have in front of you and you're like all in slow-mo, right, as we're all living our life and just like in astonishment that this is our life now. And then they like cut to like us running around with our family, like having such a great time. Like that is I was like that in Matilda. Like I just feel like this in some way gives like Matilda vibes after she gets adopted. Lebowski, I will live in the woods one day, for sure. Alright, what do we got for Caparella, Spirit? What message? What guidance? Acceptance. Bitches. This is not James Chatfield. This is another song, and it literally... This is crazy. Underneath the name of the song, it says music for TV. As I'm talking about how that music makes me feel like I'm in a movie, living my best life, and she's like in a field of sunflowers. No coincidence. No fucking coincidence, okay? Ugh. Putting James back on though. Alright, Starry Night, Acceptance. Card number 41. I just want to sit with this for a minute. Well, I just clicked off the song. Maybe me even just mentioning the sunflowers is all you really needed. But yeah, she just had like a sunflower in front of her face and the background was all sunflowers. Okay. I feel like you've gotten to this place of peace in your journey, Caparella. And it is making you be in a place of receiving. You may not have like the giant abundance flow of energy that you know is coming, but there's been a definite shift in your energy since our last reading together. It feels less restrictive, like definitely more go with the flow, leaving things up to the universe more, like something you used to do and then got a little bit overwhelmed with life and then kind of lost that, and I can feel that you've brought that back into your space. It is that acceptance energy of finding yourself in a space of, wherever life takes me, I'm willing to go, and those things that are meant for me are gonna follow, and those that aren't won't. Like, very much that chill. What's up, Tony? Welcome, dude. I've never pulled this card in this deck yet, so I'm actually curious what they have in the book for it. Okay, so again, card number 41 starts on page 116. I like to throw out numbers just in case you're a numbers person. Okay. Through the pine boughs, 1,000,000 stars shine brightly overhead. In the stillness of the night, you can hear the soft songs, each star with its own melody, all notes coming together as one glorious song. You feel your spirit rise as this canticle of the cosmos showers down on you. That's like the little intro on top. You know that you have a place on the planet that is unique and remarkable. Allow blessings of the Creator to cascade into your being. You are so very worthy of this grace and so much more. Embrace all parts of yourself, accept your majesty. There are times when it may be challenging to fully accept yourself just as you are. Yet when you don't honor all parts of yourself, you are denying yourself a full experience of life. There are no wrong experiences. Each one allows you to grow as a spiritual being. Some people say that they can never accept the dark deeds that have been done on the planet. There is no need to do so. Some things are just wrong. However, in order to bring more light into the world, you must first accept yourself in all your permeations. When you deny in yourself, what you deny in yourself runs your life. Spirit wants me to read that again for you. What you deny in yourself runs your life. The more you accept yourself, the more fulfillment and life force energy you will have. The spirit of the starry night says, embrace your inner majesty. Accept your life in all of its configurations. Every moment has profound value, even if it doesn't seem like it. Forgive yourself and others, accept all that life has provided, and harmony will ensue. I feel like you are in a space where you have already started that process. I mean, you're having different opportunities open up for you that you didn't have before. You're working with new people. You're calling in those like-minded souls. And though this part of the experience may just be a piece of it, it's not maybe not something that is going to be ongoing kind of relationships and things. Some feel like they're going to be fading away, but they were meant to help you to see that you can do these things, that you are ready where you are, even if you feel like that imposter syndrome, that there's other people that know more than you, both in spirituality and your personal life. So, not having judgment for yourself on where you are now in your journey, but also on the choices that you've made in the past, because all of those things were necessary for you to be where you are right now. So I'm just like processing this feeling here, because, okay, so this is what happened in my mind. I was reminded of your mail lady situation, and the thought was like, well, what if she is protecting you in ways that you don't see? And then the other part was like, well, but maybe this is something she does to try to get people's packages. And then the other part was like, but what if there is a bigger part of it that you don't see? What if that is a high area of thefts for packages on porches, and it is standard procedure for them to put it back there? And maybe, just maybe, she does have ill intentions with it. But that's irrelevant, because she's still being the vessel in order to protect your stuff, even if her intentions are not pure. So this is how I feel like Spirit's also trying to show you how people who might have intentions against you can still be of benefit to you. It's of course unfortunate to have to go to the post office to pick up your package, but it's better than not getting it at all, or not getting a refund on it, or it's because it said it was delivered when it wasn't. Stuff like that. So being open to the idea that maybe there is something happening in your highest good with this. I feel like that's all they wanted to say about that, because now nothing else is coming to my mind. And don't get me wrong, it is good content to watch. As you saw, I went down the rabbit hole to figure out what the fuck happened, but at the same time, I think that there is something in there for you. And again, let's put ourselves in their shoes, right? Just for a second. They're overworked and underpaid. It's the holiday season, and we get to this point where we do lose sympathy for our mail people, our package delivery people. We just expect them to do these things because it's their job. But at the end of the day, they're still humans, and they have their own family lives going on, and we don't know what's going on in their life. And she could be feeling powerless in her journey, and there's a lesson in it for her too. It's not just one-sided. So just throwing that out there. But Caparella, thank you, dude. I appreciate you letting me tap into that energy for you. I definitely feel like you are in a different space energetically, like I said, than the last time I read for you. There is a lot more peace in your energy. There might be things you're still working through. Of course, there's always things. But where you are just feels lighter. It feels like things that were really bothering you, you have learned to kind of release them and not feel like you have to control the outcome as much. So I'm proud of you for that, because it shows me that you are taking action and doing these steps that you need to live a happier life. So good on you, my friend. Let's throw some love in the chat for Caparella, aka Kaylee. Some hearts, heart hands, you know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We all need to love ourselves more, I guess. I know it's what I'm working on. For sure, for sure. And loving ourselves takes so many different forms. Yep, showering, eating, water, sunshine, friends, therapy, etc. For sure. It's whatever feels good for you. And I sense, Kaylee, that you have been doing more things that feel good to you. I also really love that fucking device that you got. And you are missing out on an opportunity by not having that on as a TikTok shop item. So, I'm just throwing it out there. Just you should do that. I am curious. Let me come to. I was reminded about the song suggestion earlier for Rachel's reading, which is Running by NF. That fucking your friends only post, bitch. How dare you just put that on friends only, by the way. Your damn carrot maker slicer thing. That needs to be TikTok shop. I don't know if you know this, but TikTok shop is not just items that you sell through TikTok. You can have an Amazon link to an item through, and it becomes a part of TikTok shop. So it was not there. If it wasn't there, it might have been sold out. But it wasn't there. I didn't see it. I looked at my eyeballs today, and there was no button for me to click. Not that I have the money to buy it right now. I'll be honest with you. Anything I make today, I got bills to pay. I had a couple dollars in my account after I made that $631 payment for the truck. So I'm like starting at zero today. So I need to have that. So I was like, I'm going to put it in my cart, because I do that sometimes on TikTok, is I'll throw it in my cart so I can come back to it later when I can get that stuff. But that just made thinking about doing meal prep so much easier. Yeah, you go follow Kaylee for one. She's fucking hilarious. I'm so mad that TikTok does not put your videos out, because I've said this to you before, and I'll say it again. The way in which you deliver your comedy, and it's just real life, right? But it's your delivery. It's the energy. It's the expressions. It's all of it. I see people going viral for the same, like, vibe-ish things, and I'm like, why not Kaylee? Why not Kaylee? She's fucking hilarious, too. TikTok, push her shit out, okay? My people, go follow her. She's awesome. But yeah. Post that with the link if you haven't already. I don't get it, Kaylee. I don't. I always enjoy your shit when it pops up on my FYP, too. Oh. I think it's just TikTok, Kaylee, to be honest with you. Because same with mine. I used to always have at least 30 people in my live all the time. Now this is what I average. I am having a very lucky day when I have 20 or more people in here on average. I think it's just TikTok. And I also believe there's this energy, at least for me, maybe you've been feeling this too, that I put all my eggs in TikTok basket, which is why I have started to expand to YouTube. I spend more time on YouTube than I do on TikTok. And I almost don't, I scroll TikTok when I shit. That's about it anymore. Like, I don't look at it when I'm doing other things. I'll look at videos people send me. But otherwise, I'm on YouTube. And I feel like I'm missing out on such another demographic of people. And YouTube is a bit more Wild West as far as you may not get your people that find your stuff. Like, Carolyn has videos on the Akashic Records, and all the time she gets people on there saying that she doesn't access the records. And that's because there are other people with other belief systems that believe that there's, like, one dude literally said, if you access the Akashic Records, you would die. Like, so such, like, limiting beliefs like that. But when you have a religion and you subscribe to that only, then anything else is going to be fake news to them. So you're going to deal with more trolls probably over there, but you're going to connect to a lot of other people. Like, when Carolyn and I launched our mentorship the first time, within 24 hours we got a booking for it. At that time it was $555. We were even hesitant to put it out there because we were like, no one's going to see the value of that. 24 hours we had our first booking for it. And you know what? She came from YouTube. So I think that we are being asked to expand beyond just TikTok. Because this is our comfort zone, Kaylee. This is what we know how to do. Doing other stuff is the scary part. So don't be afraid to cross-post things. Make a YouTube. Put your videos out there, like, just post over there. There's so many people that don't even use TikTok on YouTube. Just saying. Excuse me. Because my account does not get the views or anything either. And instead of me getting in my head, right, because this is our limiting belief, that TikTok can suppress us. We are God inside of a fucking body. How many times do I gotta say that, right? Nothing can stop us from what is ours. No platform, no social media thing. We are stopping ourselves. Whether that's our fear of being seen, not feeling worthy of the abundance or the spirit's like, let's just scrap that. Being afraid that we cannot keep up with the momentum that we create. So we hold back and say like, well, I don't want to have to like maintain this certain thing because I don't got it in me right now. But spirit's like, that's okay. Whenever you're ready, the floodgates will open. Honestly, Kaylee, what I decided to do was I take, like, this live today, I will save it. If you have a laptop, you can do this through your phone, but if you have a laptop, you can go and open up TikTok through the browser and save it right to your computer. And then when you go onto YouTube to upload it, well, for one, when you save it from TikTok, it gives you an option right away to go to CapCut if you want to edit anything. 2, YouTube has a bunch of editing stuff as well, and they show you different things. So honestly, what I would do, and what I have already done personally, is that I have gone on YouTube and looked up videos on how to operate on TikTok or on YouTube. How do I post content that's enjoyable? And don't expect to go viral right away. It's not going to be the same as YouTube, as TikTok, but what I have learned is that you want to have things on your page before you ever go viral on YouTube or have a big video, because if you had your first video go out and do amazing and there's nothing else for anyone to watch, you're gonna lose people right away just because of that. Because they may not want to wait around to see, well, does this person post? Like, da 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 da. You're gonna have this book up for them to go through and look at more of your content, and then that enhances your click-through rate, which then will tell the algorithm for YouTube, hey, send this out. People are going through my videos. I've seen so many things about doing YouTube Shorts. Like, that is for people who have their business online, making videos, doing YouTube Shorts. That is your passive way of promoting your business. While you sleep, you have your videos going out to different people on the internet. And you wake up and then you get a booking, or you have a new subscriber or whatever. So it's doing the work while you're not working as well. I like that, Rogers. I like that. Yeah, Kaylee, definitely. I could help you with what I know. I'm still pretty fresh on the YouTube scene myself. I think I got 9 subscribers now. So, when I get interested in something, I YouTube it. I've YouTubed, like, I downloaded the TikTok Studio. The first 7 days you have to go live for 25 minutes at least twice a week to get through the trial. And then after that, you just have to not get banned, essentially, and like go on at least once a month for 25 minutes or something. But that allows you to use your computer. So if you had like a nice camera and you wanted to use that to be your video, you could do that. It's kind of like OBS, but specifically for TikTok. Yeah, I'm not a gatekeeper. Resources are not finite. Kaylee, you and I both help people on the journey, and I would not say, like, well, I'm not going to share my stuff because I need to get seen more than you. No. We help each other up. And honestly, when you do that, that is actually how you help build your business, because Spirit is like, okay, you're not sitting here being selfish, so I'm going to help bring people to you. Because if I see someone and I'm like, dude, that ain't my thing, I can't help them with that, I will gladly send them to someone else. I'm not going to work with someone just because I need to pay my bills. I want to work with them because I can help them. And if I can't, then I know somebody else who can. Okay. So I'm going to give my throat a rest for a minute, and we're going to listen to Running by NF. Are you guys familiar with NF? I know some of you guys are. What's up, Lulu? I see you popping in here. NF is the best. This is a song that I think it was Mindy. It might have been Steph, but I think it was Mindy suggested. Fuck, I can't remember. Steph or Mindy. It was one of you two. That when you hear this song, think about it as your shadow self. For those of you who don't know who NF is, he is a rapper. Some people label him as a Christian rapper. He does not accept that label. But he does rap about the spiritual journey. I would call him a spiritual rapper. I do not like rappers, for the most part. Let me just blanket statement that. I hate today's mumble rappers. I do not listen to music that does not have fucking substance. And I don't want to hear about, like, my fucking gold change, my fucking bitch is fucking, da fucka ducka ducka, pew pew pew, like, stupid. Absolutely, absolutely stupid. I don't care about that. I want music to be a powerful tool, and I want it to invoke an emotion in me. And so that is the only shit I listen to now. So NF, if you listen to his earlier albums, most people would know at least one of his songs. And he had a really popular song, probably back in what, like 2018, 2019-ish? Let me see. I'll just play a quick thing of it, because you probably would know it by hearing it more than the title. I mean, The Search is one that many people know, but there's... Where the hell is it? Bro. Why is it not like one of the top songs? Oh, there it is. Let You Down. That is probably... Alright, Rogers. Well, if you have time, listen to the song Running by NF. I think that you would find it also super powerful. But this album is an older album of his. I'm not going to play the whole song because we're going to listen to Running, but this is one that if you know any of his songs, you definitely know this one. I know, I'm getting this message that I might have to actually play this whole song.
Yeah, I guess I'm a disappointment. Doing everything I can, I don't want to make you disappointed. It's annoying. I just want to make you feel like everything I ever did was never trying to make an issue for you. But I guess the more you thought about everything, you were never even wrong in the first place, right? Yeah, I'ma just ignore you, walking towards you. On my head down, looking at the ground, I'm embarrassed for you. Paranoia. What did I do wrong this time? That's parents for you. Very loyal. Should I have my back? Would you put a knife in my hands before? What else should I carry for you? I care for you, but on the edge right now. I wish that I could say I'm proud. I'm sorry that I let you down. Let you down. All these voices in my head get loud. I wish that I could shut them out. I'm sorry that I let you down. Let you down. Yeah. You don't wanna make this work, you just wanna make this worse. Want me to listen to you, but you don't ever hear my words. You don't wanna know my hurt yet. Let me guess, you want an apology, probably. How can we keep going at a rate like this? We can't, so I guess I might have to leave. Please don't come after me. I just wanna be alone right now. I don't really wanna think it all. Go ahead, just drink it all. Both know you're gonna call them on like nothing's wrong. Ain't that what you always do? I feel like every time I talk to you, you're in an awful mood. What else can I offer you? There's nothing left right now. I give it all to you. On the edge right now. I wish that I could say I'm proud. I'm sorry that I let you down. Let you down. All these voices in my head get loud. I wish that I could shut them out. I'm sorry that I let you down. Let you down. Yeah. Don't talk down to me, that's not gonna work now. Packed all my clothes and I moved out. I don't even wanna go to your house. Every time I sit on that couch, I feel like you lecture me. Eventually, I bet that we could've made this work and probably would've figured things out. But I guess I'm a letdown, but it's cool, I checked out. Oh, you wanna be friends now? Okay, let's put my fake face on and pretend now. Sit around and talk about the good times. That didn't even happen. I mean, why are you laughing? Must have missed that joke, let me see if I can find a reaction. No, but at least you're happy. It's like we're on the edge right now.
So that was a very popular song at the end of like the 20 teens, I think it was. And that album is it's so much heaviness, but in like a way of trying to move through it. Like this, recognizing the things in your life that aren't serving you anymore and leaving them. And you will see, for one, if you do not watch his music videos, you're missing out. This man, I don't care about music videos, but I have cried so many times just watching the videos because of how fucking incredible they are. In one of his songs, he even says like, oh fuck, I know you guys know the line. Am I making movies or music videos? It's true. When you watch his music video Happy, which if you're not in a mood to cry, If you got parental fucking trauma, like that you're gonna cry. The song Happy is sad. It's heartbreaking. But watching that, it feels like you just watched a movie. And he's just incredible. NF is a godsend. And spiritual rap is the best way to put it because these are him living in his ego still stuck in that life and slowly finding his way out of it. This new album he has that just came out a few months ago is incredible. And it's now, old albums, he always wore all black. In this new one, he wears all white. And he now is like living in his higher perspective. And he's somebody who doesn't put lyrics in his song without meaning. And I will sometimes have his lyrics going in the background so I could like really absorb what he's saying. He's powerful. Right. And I haven't even listened to all of his albums yet. But I definitely want to make sure I play the song that we were actually initially being guided to listen to. I wasn't going to play that one, but like all the way through. But Spirit's like, there's people who need to hear that. They're experiencing that right now. Oh my god, yes, the Hope video is so good. And I love watching it because when you know about NF a bit more and you know about his like clothing difference, it's a simple thing, right? But when you know that, you then see how all the directions he's getting from the person in the video himself is in black. It's his old self trying to give him directions on the choices to make, and they're not leading him where he's trying to go. And the ego is finding humor in that. Like, you just keep choosing the same shit over and over again, right? And at the very end, when he is in this battle on the top of the mountain with himself, you could see how he says something and then the ego comes in, and that's when his shirt gets black on the top and his mouth will turn black. That's the ego speaking. And when you know that this is what's happening, you see it and it makes it so much more powerful. He gives me fucking chills every time. So this song, I've only heard it once and it is pretty darn powerful. But this song, Running by NF, what I remember is it's like you trying to run away from your shadow self, from who you are on the inside. And again, it is a powerful one. So if you don't have your tissue box, you might need it for this one.
I'm tired of holding on to you. It's time to let my pride go and learn to love myself again. Yeah, I don't wanna wait another day. I've waited long enough. I'm ready, I can see the sun, it's coming. Oh, there's happiness on the horizon. I'm hopeful I can see the light. I've hesitated all my life, but I'm all done. I'm done running from you. Spent my whole life in your shadow, scared of who I'd be if I, yeah, said goodbye and I didn't have you here. I wish you well, but I can no longer stand aside and watch you sabotage the two of us. I love you to death, but I can't spend the rest of my life wish you the best, but I'm not interested in giving you more of my life. I've already given you too much. I don't wanna lose you, I don't wanna keep you. I know that you mean well, but when I fail, I don't need you. Rubbing my face in it and treating me like I'm less than you. Tell the truth, you know I'd be better without you. Been in your shoes, don't be a fool and try to convince me that I'm the real issue when you're the root to every problem. I love you but not enough to allow you to continue to drown the both of us. You're holding me back, you're pulling me down, you're making me hate myself. I don't wanna leave, but that's what I need. I ain't got a choice, I can't just let you deceive and make me believe that I don't deserve to be loved. I'm not gonna stand aside and watch you attempt to rob and steal and sabotage what little faith I have left. You haven't I sacrificed enough for you? Hate seeing you cry, but I think it's time to let go and say goodbye. I'm gonna miss you, but I'm not gonna spend the rest of my life running from you. Spend my whole life in your shadow, scared of who I'd be if I said goodbye and I didn't have you here. I wish you well, but I can no longer stand inside. Hear what you said, but the two of us. I love you to death, but I can't spend the rest of my life in this darkness. I'm done.
This man's a musical genius. And that's definitely about the ego. For sure. Wow. So listen, his new album is called Hope. Let me go back to James Chatfield. Oh, man. I think that we all needed to hear that today. Oh, Carolyn, dude, what's up? You just missed out on a couple NF songs. Oh. Yeah, that is NF. It's just his initials. I don't know his last name. I forget all the time, but his name's Nate. And he's a spiritual rapper. God, I feel like rapper has such a negative energy to it as far as like, maybe in my own experience. He is a musical magician. He's able to bring through the music and his lyrics so much emotion. Feuerstein. That's probably why he goes by NF. Try to say that. But yeah, the song NF Running, that's what we just listened to. And it's about like you no longer running from your ego, from your darkness, not letting yourself be in the shadow of that anymore, and holding yourself back from living your life because of trying to stay in that. Mom and Dad by Darren Keeley is a good one that goes along with parental aspect as well. Okay. I don't even know who that artist is. Words are spells, yes. You know, your word is your wand. That's another Florence Scovel Shinn book. Your word is your wand. This is why I'm particular with music, because I don't just listen to anything. The music has to be interesting for me, but even more importantly, the lyrics have to have something behind it. A message that I needed to hear, something that feels like it would be powerful for the collective as well. I have that book as well. I think that's a good idea. I'm like one of those people that I have like the staples, but I haven't actually sat down and read them. I have like a belief system that just because I acquired them, I now have the knowledge within me, and that's all. I just had to like own the book, and now it's there. I am getting drawn to reading. I just get frustrated because I haven't read books for pleasure in so long that when I do, I get so tired. My brain is just like too much. D&D, welcome. I ain't seen you in a minute. Which one's on your list? The Four Agreements or The Alchemist? I have thought about reading the Game of Life on my lives before, or making videos of me reading important pieces of it, which I will at least do that because I do want to do that. I tried to like last week, and I essentially did it, and like 7 minutes of the video was gone, and that was like my 4th time redoing it, and I thought, clearly this is not the right time for this, so I'm going to come back to it. Both of them are. These are some of Florence's other books. Your Word is Your Wand. The Secret Door to Success. And The Power of the Spoken Word. So you could buy a book that has all of them in it, or you could just buy them separately. Again, they're all like the same size. I personally wanted them in separate form, so that's why we bought this set. Carolyn, by the way, if you can, I know I haven't messaged you yet, so if you like check out the website and look and see like my times that I have available on my website, if you could see something in there that might work for you for booking our one-on-one together, please do that. Otherwise, if not, then if you could give me like a time frame or days of the week that work for you, then we can get something set up. Yeah, I buy a lot, like all these books. I haven't read any of them. I started reading, well, I almost read through 2 of these books, I think. I'll show you guys what I have. I unplugged you from the mic. One sec. Oh, I gotta flip you. Alright. So, I have read this. Ironically, I had to read it for a work thing. Oh, there's another Dolores book that I forgot to point out her first one. 5 Lives Remembered. Celestine Prophecy. Oh, not as much light down here, sorry guys. So this is the 5th agreement. Word is your wand. Let me... What are these? Big energy, or high energy money. Never read that yet. Carolyn uses this sometimes. The Art of Dreaming. Another classic, Alice in Wonderland. These are 2 classics as well. 1984. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? And then my Dolores section here. What is this? Oh, the Aquarius Gospel. The Cosmic View of Albert Einstein. This is one everybody had back in 2020 at the time of the awakening, the Grand Awakening. Let's see what message we have from Spirit. Oh, a fucking foot. Not everyone has a foot fetish in here, bro. Alright. Can I say, with any meeting, that when I'm with the guru, there's nobody home? Or that I love him so thoroughly that I would do anything he would ever ask of me, and the highest thing I could think of is being at his feet. And at the same moment, I don't care if I never see him again in this lifetime or in this life. Can I say that? Can I say there is absolutely nothing special about him? He's just a little old man with a blanket. Can I say he's right here now? Which one are you ready to hear? What the fuck? I can't even read this. It's like, this is poor bookmaking. I have no idea. At first I didn't trust it, so I'd have to come into his presence, and the minute I'd get there I'd feel, yeah. And I'd look at him and my eyes would get all swimming with tears and I'd just laugh and I'd feel silly. I would really be silly. Silly. It's hard to get me speechless. What? There's got to be previous context to that. Yeah, the guru. On the page before that. This is another book I have not read. It's also weird to me that it's not a standard book style. So, everybody had this damn book. So what did I do? I followed everyone's footsteps and I bought the damn book. Blah, 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 blah. Hold up. God dang it. They don't make this... They need a, like, easy click for the flip on the screen. I'm so tired of all the buttons I have to press. Alright, hold on. My blankets... I have so many problems right now. My blanket was under my chair. Okay, there's that. Okay, I'm free any day in the morning till 3 p.m. I'm off Tuesdays and Thursdays. Plug it back in. Okay, so you're gonna start reading your book on Monday. I love that D is already ready to go. Notifications on. Wonderful. Yay! Ooh, all right. Let's see here. Well, if you guys are wanting, please go ahead and check out the link in the bio. $10 for an oracle card, $20 for the spiritual guidance. I really need to get back into reading, honestly. The fact that I haven't busted out this book and read it all the way surprises me a bit, because it's such a small book. I could read this in a couple days. I almost said in a day, but I'm like, I have to be honest with myself. There's no way I could read this in a day right now. Probably like 2 or 3. I love the opening line. Most people consider life a battle, but it is not a battle, it is a game. It is a game, however, which cannot be played successfully without the knowledge of spiritual law, and the Old and New Testaments give the rules of the game with wonderful clearness. Jesus Christ taught that it was a great game of giving and receiving. Oh, I could see... If I was on an airplane, I could see myself finishing this, because, yeah, I wouldn't have anything to distract me. Yeah, I can't remember. There's a version of it that's like 2 hours long, but I think Carolyn said that some of the book isn't in it, but that's the one I've always listened to. Oh. I'm thinking if you guys are good and don't need any more readings today, I have a lot of things to upload to YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to just schedule things to be posted over the next couple days or like there's a couple lives I want to get posted out, other content. So I want to work on some of that. I am hoping to have some energy later so I could try to come back on in the evening. But it would probably be maybe around 6-ish if I do. But I will be on the next couple days no matter what. Time kind of up in the air, but consider early afternoon. I will message Moonjax in the chat and see if, like, are we still doing the coloring hangout today? So, we'll see. Maybe Carolyn and I can do that together with you guys. Moonjax is on the east coast or west coast, so she is like 3 hours behind us. Well, depending on where you are. But yeah, she's on the west coast. So if you don't have a coloring book, please get yourself a coloring book. And yeah, I think that would be a fun live. And join the Discord because it's going to happen in the Discord. We'll probably just get on a video chat together. You don't have to put on the video if you don't want to. You could just have voice chat. But Moonjax is finishing her semester today. Her finals are today. So she was like, I want to open up a bottle of wine and do some coloring. That was what we talked about in the last live. So if you want to be a part of that, go ahead and join. And it doesn't have to be coloring. It could be whatever your creative thing is. Ah, good, Carolyn. Yeah, I didn't even know that was you initially when you joined. I didn't even... How would I have known initially? But I'm glad that now I do, and all that's taken care of, so... I would love to eventually be able to hold my satsangs through Zoom, or through Discord, but we'll get there when we get there. So let's go ahead and do a cord cutting, you guys, and then I will do a bunch of other work stuff, and then maybe we'll have some coloring later. So let's go and get started. Okay. Deep breath in. And out. I'm cutting cords with all that no longer serves us, that isn't in alignment with our highest good. I'm calling back all of our energy through Gus, healed in love and light, and sending any energy that is not ours back through Gus, healed in love and light. Well, thank you guys so much. Sorry, when I see Carolyn's name, my brain still thinks of my Carolyn. But I'll wait so you can... Whenever okay, on our side of TikTok or on Discord, it comes on in as like on reads or something like that. On read. And read. I could do like a tag with a couple of you guys in it, if that helps. But yeah, we'll see. There's a person at my front door. There's no way my mailman's here already. Yes, that's what it is. That's what I see it as. Because if I would have seen C. Treza, I would have known it was you. Trying to hear if they ring the doorbell or not. Alright, I'm going to head off so I could check to see if someone's at my front door. But I love you guys. I'll see you in Discord in just a minute. Bye, guys!